Welcome back to another episode of Uploaded and Unfiltered, the podcast in which I, your host, Jermaine, interviews another content creator in regards to their journey thus far. Tonight, as always, I have a special guest. I'm going to read their bio, introduce them, and get them started on this conversation. Tonight's content creator is a gamer, artist, DJ whose lifelong aspiration is to level up and unify on one life. With that, I'd like to introduce my guest for the evening, the one, the only, Queen Dream. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Crypt. I am fantastically well. How are you, my friend?
I'm excellent. Today has been a good day. Everybody's getting their work done. We got here on time. The thing is recording. I can't complain.
Absolutely. Don't you love it when us, melanated folk are on time? It's a beautiful thing.
Right?
Oh my God.
You know what? Speaking of which, I want to shout out everybody who's been on the podcast so far has been either before I got there or on time. Like, nobody's been late. It's been dope. Y'all, fuck all those rumors. Don't believe them shits. Anyways, Queen, I got a serious question because as you heard, I stumbled through your bio there a little bit.
It's all good.
Because as I was reading it beforehand, I was like, what? I think I know what that means, but I need to know. So if you can explain the part of your bio that says you want to unify on one life.
Okay.
Is that yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Unify on one life.
I want to unify folk through gaming specifically, all in one life, meaning I don't want to press continue. I don't want to use up all my, my 3 lives, so to speak. I want to try to do it all, with no hesitation, no regrets.
Right.
And just kind of want to nail it. I don't want to second guess things. And I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason. So I'm just trying to do it all before, I transfer to the spirit world, so to speak.
Okay, all right. No, I hear you. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I figured that, and I was like, man, let me make sure that I'm reading this correctly. All right, that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I definitely like the aspect of trying to unify everybody. I think gaming in general, but like us content creators, we have that power to do that.
Yes.
And you recognizing that is awesome. I wish more would recognize that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It's when you interact with different folk and kind of step outside your comfort zone, you realize even with folks that you may not think you have things in common with, it's just we're all fighting the same fight. And we don't even know it. It's
exactly.
Crazy.
And like you said, the more we talk, the more we realize that. I'm like, oh, you go through that shit too?
Yeah.
Or this is how I got through that, X, Y, and Z. Talk more. I was just talking to my wife about this. I'm about to go to a training for helping people get through their stuckness. And I was like, I am a certain way, and the people in that space are usually a certain type of way.
Okay.
And I was talking to my wife. I was like, I'm trying to navigate not going in thinking, oh, this is going to be the worst shit ever because these people think this and they think this. And I got to just go in, not blind, but accepting. All right, I'm going to get something out of this that's going to be beneficial that I didn't even think about. So I need to go in with that mindset. And I think that goes the same with collabing with different creators. Absolutely. Or just jumping into communities in general.
And I like how you said that. I think that was an eloquent way to say it, accepting. You go into something accepting that you don't have control over what anybody else says or does or responds. You just, accept that. And sometimes it's so easy to move forward because, when you have preconceived thoughts or when you think with prejudice, you have this expectation and these standards that a lot of the times probably won't align with what you're going to encounter, and then that's when conflict starts. So so it's
Yo, we 3 minutes in and she's already dropping gems.
Stop! Don't gas me. No, come on, man.
I'm serious. I swear to God, I'll get my wife on here and be like, yeah, he says shit like that all the time. I promise you. All right, let me focus, man. I'm getting too excited. What part are we? Oh, yeah. backstory. I need your origin story, Queen.
All
How
right,
did you
cool.
get started in content creation?
So this was, I want to say, like at the cusp of the pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been a gamer all my life, like all my life. Literally from 5 years old was when I'm revealing my age, but I don't care. I've come to realization I am old. Um, I
I'm
I
good
yeah,
with
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
it.
I got my first NES at the age of 5. I still
Okay.
remember my fifth Christmas like yesterday. So I've been gaming since 5 years old, and really fairly good at it. I will attend like
Mm-hmm.
local competitions and stuff like that. Never really like took it like too serious, but I my thrill was when people would see me, they don't see gamer for whatever reason. And
Mm.
then once I get
Right.
on the controllers, like, oh shit, like she's really a gamer, like,
Yeah.
So that was always my thrill. So fast forward, I would attend events linking up with other like-minded folks. And then I met, my better half, and he's one of the people that kind of like told me like, yo, you're playing games, like why don't you stream, or why don't you like, you know do something with that shit, like you just play the game like and on hours on
Uh-huh.
end, like you should do something like do something more, like content
Right.
creation and stuff like that. So at first I was a little reluctant, but then it's something that I kept hearing from different people too, so I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
maybe folks are seeing something I don't necessarily see yet. So like at the start of the pandemic, which we were kind of all in our like bubbles, and I felt like, it was a good way to, basically be outside without being outside kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
So I started then, and I think I'm approaching 4 years in streaming this October.
Mm.
So
Nice.
yeah, and I'm excited. I love every second of it. It's amazing. It's I don't it doesn't feel like a job to me. It feels like doing something that I really really enjoy, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's dope. I
Mhm.
want to circle back on competitions. What were you competing in?
Mostly fighting games.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a proud member of the FGC. So I would play a lot of Mortal Kombat, Street
Mm-hmm.
Fighter. Those were like the two main competitions I would jump into.
Mm-hmm.
And like my local GameStop would be hosting it, or I would convince my local GameStop, hey, y'all should have a
Nice.
tournament. Like,
Right?
and pretty much like in person. I never really
Okay.
did the online competing thing. It's just something about in person. It's just, to me, is so much like, it's so much better. Like you get to vibe with
Yes.
people. I'm a big like energy absorber, so like I like to feel the energy and the excitement, and that all like
Mm-hmm.
plays a part in my performance at least. So like,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
mm-hmm.
That's dope. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So the next section we're going to jump into is your current mindset. And
Mm.
this is where I ask my guests how they feel about their current output, the current landscape of just content creation in general. And if you want to touch on it, what do you see yourself moving towards in the future?
Okay, cool. My current mindset, I'm just in straight grind mode. Like I'm just
Mm.
trying to, produce a lot of content, quality content, get better, grow. I love to vibe with my community. So a lot of that is getting like feedback from them, or like, they'll pitch me some ideas like, hey, I think you should do this, or how about trying this? So I'm open to that, and
Mm-hmm.
I love connecting with folks on that level. So that's where my mindset is now as far as my content creation. Where I would like to be, oh, I'm all over the place. And that's probably the Gemini in me. Like, I can't sit still. I can't just focus on one thing. I
Right.
definitely want to host a lot of my own competitions. I started with some dope friends of mine, the Respect the Game tournament thing. So
Okay.
we're trying to just get like, and not just FGC, but like Battle Royale, all types of different games, and just get like that competitive spirit in most positive way as possible.
Yes.
Because us competitors can get toxic. It is what it
A little
is.
bit.
But
Yep.
like as long as at the end of the day, like we're able to like dap it up and not try to like beat each other up, we're good. Like
Exactly. Yeah,
so
exactly. I've seen some shit.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And as far as the future, like, of course, I want it to be lucrative. I want it to I want to just kind of expand and
Hmm.
grow and reach as many people as I can.
I think it's dope that you set up the was it respect the game? Is that
Respect the
what?
game, yes.
That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I kind of been a little bit on a hiatus because I'm like juggling so many things at one
Hmm.
time, so like sometimes it gets a little overwhelming doing so much, but
Right.
of course it's not something that I'm abandoning, and it's something that I want to go full throttle with, so
Right. All right, cool,
hmm
cool. I'm gonna be hitting you up in 6 months. Be like, yo,
I
what's up with
can't
those?
wait. I
What's
can't.
up with them
Yes,
tournaments?
yep. I love it. And I know
Oh
you're
man,
preparing for a tournament too. I'm excited. I'm so
yes.
excited, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
excited for
one.
you.
I'm doing it as a CEO in Daytona. I did it 2 years ago. I thought it was last year, but it was 2 years ago. I played King of Fighters
hmm
mostly because I just wanted to go and like experience it as a
hmm
competitor. I've been just to watch, and that shit's fun as hell. And so I was like, you know what? I play a little bit of KOF. I don't play KOF. I got my ass kicked. 0-2, destroyed. Like it was not. It was. I had fun, but one of the games was streamed on their page on Twitch, and of
hmm
course the homies were clowning me. They were like, "Yo, what happened?" I'm like, "Hey man, I don't play this shit. I play one character. You need to have 3 characters to
Oh,
be."
absolutely.
Anyways,
Yeah, I love KOF. Sometimes, with
yeah,
I think we just got hit with just like an onslaught of fighting games. Like I feel
yes,
like it was just one fighting game after one fighting game, and it's
mm-hmm,
like sometimes I forget like KOF just dropped like last
yes,
year. Like what? Like, and I
exactly.
forget I have it.
I
And
haven't played
then
it
Guilty
since.
Gear, right?
Yeah,
And then
oh, don't
oh
talk about that.
man, we got hit with so much Mortal Kombat. I literally DNF Duel. I forget I own that game
Oh yeah,
all
I
the
forgot about
time.
that
Yup.
too. Yo, whatever Tekken right now is owning my fighting game life.
Yes.
Everybody else has to
Yes.
take a back seat. I'm sorry.
Yes. I even tried going back to MK1. I know Ermac. That was the character I was the most excited about. I was like, all right, Ermac is here. This is gonna be my way back in MK.
What happened? Nah, it
No,
just
and
didn't.
it's Tekken's fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's
it
Tekken's
is.
fault because Tekken is so like fast paced and
Mm-hmm.
like brawling, and
Yes.
I went on MK1. I was like, is it the game or is it the character? Everything is like molasses. What is
Yeah.
going on? Like, it is so slow. Like, what am I like? I feel like
Yeah.
I'm learning the game all over again. It's
I
insane.
refuse. I bought that game when it came out, Mortal
hmm
Kombat 1, because
hmm
if anything, I'll play the story because they're always fun. I didn't even play the story. I don't know what happened. Like it's just I think the pace of the game is just not it's not there. And as soon as Tekken came out, I'm not even a Tekken dude. Like this is
hmm
like my very first second that I'm like given this amount of time to. So I
Okay.
was like, oh, I'll play Tekken. And the first 10 minutes blew me away. I was like, oh fuck Mortal Kombat.
hmm
I'm done. I'm here I am. I'm that guy now. I'm the Tekken guy.
Right, right.
They did a good job. I
They did a
can't
great
complain.
job. There's some things that they didn't do a good job with,
I don't yes. Like the
but
online lobbies are kind of
they still, even with, I mean, it's better than 7. 7, it
oh
was
yeah,
really
yeah. I
bad.
forgot about. Okay, you're
Oh,
right. You're right.
oh my gosh.
Comparing the two,
7
yeah, they
was
did a great job.
7 was a nightmare online. But
Yes, it was.
they improved a little with that still, of course, and it's still fairly new, so I'm gonna give them a little like slap with that, like, okay.
That's true.
But that battle pass, that fighting pass or whatever that is, it needs not to exist. Like, it needs not to
Exactly. You know,
happen.
like I didn't look at it. I'm assuming it's mostly cosmetics and stuff, and I'm like, I see what you're doing here. I see.
hmm
They saw all the TikToks and the people who were like, I made Mario, I made Luigi, I made Batman, and like that's just another reason why that game is amazing.
Yes.
But now, if they start charging for the costume, like the extra shit,
They doing too much. They're
ah,
doing way too
yeah,
much. And like at least give us some like like if like go the extra mile. Give us some like I don't know, some skins that's glowing and moving or something. I don't
yeah,
know, like
like
something.
completely different. Not just here's a hat.
Right, right. Here's a gi, but this time you're the women characters could
Yeah.
wear it and it's
Oh
gold.
yeah. Yeah. I saw
What?
that. I was like, are you serious? Were you splitting them up like that now? Y'all couldn't have think it. Anyways,
Yes.
I digress.
Yes, yes.
You know what? We didn't do it. I'm gonna go ahead and touch on it right now.
Okay.
Queen. Where did your screen name come from? How did you come up with Queen Dream?
All right. So it was fairly easy. It was one of those things that I put way too much thought into to only turn around to it to be like so simple. So Dream is my actual middle name. Like that's my legit
Okay,
on my birth
that's dope.
certificate middle name. Thank you. And at the time I was looking for a DJ name
Mm,
and I was like, you know what, why not have it be universal? So my DJ name is DJ Queen Dream. And then now for the gamers, just so I can kind of like separate, I feel like I needed to is a different life, so to speak,
right.
like the DJ
Uh-huh.
life and now my gaming life. So I just
Yeah.
added Bad Gal to it, and Rihanna definitely inspired that. I'm not even
Of
gonna hold
course.
y'all. So
Yeah,
I was
right?
like, okay, like Bad Gal Riri, I'm gonna be Queen Dream Bad Gal. I'm gonna just do the reverse thing, and that's pretty much how it was.
All right. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, that's
That
it.
almost slipped my mind that you was a DJ. I was about to say, did you go into streaming? Were you nervous at all? Because I figure if you DJ, you're in front of people, right? Like
Yes.
live in
Yes.
front of people.
Yes.
Can you talk to like both of them? Like, what does that feel like as far as being in front of people? It's streaming versus DJ.
Um it is there is a difference, but
Okay.
not really a difference. So I think DJing makes my streaming easier, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
makes it very much easier because I mean, even though I'm in front of a camera and no Lord knows how many folks are viewing me at the
Right.
time, but like when I'm in person there's so many people
Mm,
viewing me, so like I'm used to that, in that
yeah.
retrospect. So like the just my creative life kind of set me up to where like just being in front of people I'm not uncomfortable at all. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty much that. The difference is though, like what makes it easier with DJing is you get a sense of like reading the room, and if people are really feeling
Oh,
your vibe or whatever it is that you're
yeah.
doing, like you'll see the head nod, you'll see the eye
Right.
contact, you'll see like the ooh, like you get all of that, but you don't get that in
Yeah.
streaming. You don't get
Yeah.
comments and stuff like that, but you don't get that in streaming. That's the
At
difference.
first, my brain went, "Oh shit!" But like, if I'm fucking up, they can give me that energy back too. But then I was like, "Nah." But
Right.
like, while you're like that energy that you get when you're doing well, you don't get that when you're streaming because
That's
it's
a
like, "Oh,
fact.
I see words, but
That's
are
a
they smiling? Are they
fact.
laughing?" But all right, I never thought about that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I learned something new today. Speaking of learning stuff, this is a segue.
All right.
Lessons learned. What lesson have you learned because you started streaming to Twitch?
All right. Lessons I've learned is when it comes to content creation, you have to have boundaries. As much as you want to provide a safe space for people, sometimes you need structure, because when you don't have structure, things just go awry, and sometimes things that you may not represent or things that you may not be aligned with kind of like seeps through. So like a perfect example of that, um I know at certain times I gotta have a private chat in Discord. Like for a long time, I've just had it open. Anybody could just jump in and we just chop it up. But I've learned now, like, whoa, I can't just have anybody coming in Discord. They start saying something wild, and it's like, whoa.
Yes.
And I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, whether they're viewing
Mm-hmm.
or make people feel uncomfortable around me because they're saying something that I might not necessarily agree with. and I don't want to
Right.
get in like big auntie mode, like, oh, gotta check him.
Hmm.
Like that's
Yeah.
embarrassing, so I don't want to do that. So
Right.
I've definitely learned that, like, establishing like boundaries and structure, I think it's kind of underrated when it comes to content creation. I'll admit, like, I'm somewhat of a lazy content creator, to be honest. Like, I know, like, folks, that's why I respect folks of your caliber, Crip, because it's like y'all edit, y'all take the time, like y'all comb through things. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm just like, oh, this is when this is when
Yeah. Hey.
I will get there. I promise. At some
Right.
point, I will get there with the editing. But right now, I'm just like, I'm not like, ooh, attention span
Hmm.
like gone.
I feel you.
So like,
That's funny. I was gonna say, I hope don't. I was gonna say, don't get hung up on the editing too much,
mhm,
because I've seen what used to upset me is I would see somebody put something up. It was raw. They just I cut something from stream. It
mhm,
was hilarious as hell, but there was no editing. There was no the audio's all fucked, but it was entertaining and people dug it. And even me, I was like, "Yo, that's dope." I wish I could just it's I don't know what the magic formula is like editing to natural, but I think focusing on what you want your content to feel like, I think is the most important part, and you don't have to
absolutely.
edit for that.
Right,
Portrait.
right. There's an authenticity in rawness, but sometimes it gets a little too raw. You're like, whoa,
Yeah,
all
and I'm like, hey
right.
man, you should have like bleep that
Yup.
out, cut that part. What are you doing, man? Oh,
Exactly.
that's funny. So if I was a new content creator, new to streaming, and I was in your chat and I was like, Queen, do you have any advice for me in regards to like how do I start, or I've already started, what's next? Like, what type of advice if somebody came up to you and was like, can you give me some advice, please? What would you
Okay.
give them?
The first thing I'd say is be confident and be yourself. And you got to
Mm-hmm.
trust yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not easy, one, and it's not like success. It's really the embodiment of success does not happen overnight. Like, you really got to figure out if this is something that you want to do, and you got to put the time and work into it. And don't get discouraged if you go live and all you see is three people viewing you. Like, you got to push through that. You got to perform for three people, not perform, so to speak, but you got to show
Right.
up for
Exactly.
three people like you do for 300. Like, the numbers should not matter to you, because they will come if people respect authenticity, people respect
Mm-hmm.
consistency, and they'll see what you're trying to do, and they'll gravitate towards that and want to genuinely support that. So that's my
Exactly.
advice.
Love it. I 100% agree with that. If I could tack a little piece on at the end
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
I think like you said, be authentic, know that you're in this and that this is what you want to do.
Mhm.
But for those times where it gets rough and you only have three people watching you, you gotta enjoy the hell out of it. Like, you have to have
Absolutely.
fun doing it,
Yep.
because the fun will push you past the, oh, I didn't get any subs this week, or only four people watched me on this stream.
Yep.
But if you're having fun doing it, it don't fucking matter. You're
That's
just
a
like, all right,
fact.
hit them with the next one, like keep it
Mhm.
moving.
Yep.
So that took me a while to learn to not only be authentic but to enjoy it.
Mhm.
Once those two things clicked in, like you said, it's fun. It doesn't feel like a job. You're just
Yep.
doing what is natural to you, and that's
Yep.
amazing. That is good shit, Queen. Where can the people find you? Where do you do this thing you call streaming? Where do you want them to go?
I want y'all to follow me everywhere. Now
Yes. Yeah, do
follow
it. All of
me to
them.
the ends of the. All right, so I am on Twitch. My Twitch handle, of course, twitch.tv/Queen Dream Bad Gal 01. I hate that I
Mhm.
had to add 01 to that, but I had to do it,
Right.
y'all. I had to. So,
Exactly.
so Queen Dream Bad Gal 01. My Instagram is Queen Dream Bad Gal. Same for my TikTok. What else am I on? I'm on Twitter, but I'm under All the Dream Parker.
Okay.
And I think that's it for the socials. Also, please follow Respect the Game. It's up and coming. I'm
Yes.
building it brick by brick. So I have a Respect the Game LLC on IG, and I also have a Respect the Game Twitch channel, which I'm very close to affiliate. Like
Nice.
I just
Okay.
have to get the ball rolling. I definitely
Hmm.
have to like light a fire up my butt. So Respect the Game LLC, twitch.tv/Respect the Game LLC.
Oh
And
yeah.
we're like great things is happening, and like I said, I'm gonna be connecting with a lot of dope folks. So Crip, don't get tired of me, okay? Like
Oh, I'm not. Listen, I am all about helping people. Like,
Yes, I
I made so
appreciate
many
that.
connections throughout the years. Like, if I can hook you up with somebody, like whatever, or if you need help doing something, let me know because
That's
I
dope.
like what you're doing with the RTG. I'm gonna call it that. No,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's admirable because, like you said, the fighting game community is wide, and unfortunately, most people who look from the outside looking in, all they see is the toxic stuff. Like
Yes.
there's way more than the toxic in the fighting game community.
And I'm
And
learning too, Crip. I'm learning that, it's entertainment nonetheless.
mhm.
But when you meet these people in real life, like they are like not they're cool. Like you would think some of them, like at least the ones I've met in person
Uh-huh.
have been dope, humble, down to earth. Like I'm think, wait, you're this person? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, and you're speaking to me and you're giving me tips and you're not asking for money. Like this is crazy.
Right.
Like, but yeah, the fighting game community in its toxicity, it's such a cool community. I've met so much dope people through fighting games. It's insane to me. Like,
Hell yeah.
mm-hmm.
It's good, man. It's just I don't know what it is about fighting games, but it tickles something in my brain. I'm like, yeah. And at first I thought it's not a violent thing. That's the crazy part. It's like all right, you did this. Now let me try to counter that. Let me play some mind games with you, get you out of your element. And now
Right.
it's just it's so good.
Yes, it is. It is, and it's like you said, there's a mental aspect of it. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like I'm playing chess with arms and feet. Like, it's
Yes.
kind of like,
Hell yeah.
trying to guess what your opponent is going to do, trying to counter,
Hmm.
like like play all different types of scenarios in your head. Like, okay, what if this person does this? What am I going to do? Like,
Exactly. And like on the fly. That's the crazy. Like you're
Mhm.
in the middle of a fight, 60 seconds go. I'm like, all right,
Right. It's a lot of brain work, and math is involved. I learned that recently.
same with Tekken. It's fucking frames. I understand. Listen, I know this is a little tangent, but Tekken 8 is the first game that made me realize what the fuck frame data was and
Minus
obtain
10.
advantage.
This
What?
plus
What's that
one. This is
mean?
plus. Yeah.
Boy, yo, Victor has his +4. Like, hit a button, please.
Yep.
I dare you to hit a button. It's so good.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
That's funny. You mean math. Yeah,
Yeah.
math
I'm
is in.
telling you.
You gotta do that shit on the fly. I
Yeah.
watched there was this professional, I'm gonna say he's a professional Tekken player. I don't he's a Tekken god,
Hmm.
and he was analyzing somebody's match, and he was telling you every piece of frame data. The shit wasn't on the screen. He just knew this shit. He's like, oh yeah,
Amazing.
that's +4, that's -10. I'm like, I don't know if I want to
Amazing.
be there. That's wild.
Amazing. Amazing. I My first introduction to frame data was with a good friend of mine who's also one of my team members at Respect the Game, Nightwing. I'm not sure if you're familiar
I've
with
seen the
Nightwing.
name. I'm not
He is one of two of Shy Guys Entertainment. And I connected with him
okay.
through a fight club that I joined. Um, at the beginning of the pandemic, and he introduced me to frame data because at first I'm like, my approach to fighting games is very old school and
Yeah.
Neanderthal, like cave woman type approach. Like I literally turn the game on, see a
Yeah.
character that looks cool, just start pressing buttons, and whatever comes
Yeah.
out naturally. Being that I'm like a 80s baby, like
Yeah.
Street Fighter is kind of like the blueprint. So I'm over here doing like half circle, dragon punch. Like, okay, that's not doing anything. Let me try. Is it a charge character? Like, literally, that's the
Yes.
blueprint, And
Yeah.
then I didn't learn about frame data. He's like, yo, like, listen, you're making a lot of errors because you're not utilizing your spacing. you're pressing throw and you're not even in the hitbox. I'm like, what is all of this? Like, what is going on? Like,
what are you talking about?
What the hell is a hitbox? What's a two?
Like, yeah,
you got to press forward two. What's two? What are we talking about?
I don't have a two on my controller. What you mean?
Right. So it's exciting, and I picked that up through the FGC. You know, like, yeah.
I can talk about this all goddamn day.
I love that.
Yo, Queen, I want to officially, again, thank you for doing this with me. I had a silly amount of fun. I knew that it was going to be dope, but it's always a surprise that comes up in these conversations. Yay. So thank you again for taking out the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Crip, for inviting me. I was excited the moment you sent me the invite. I was like, oh, snap, what, me? Oh, my God. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here, and thank you again for having me.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Everyone out there listening, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Uploaded and Unfiltered. It is on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. It's on whatever Google's doing. Oh, it's on YouTube. It's a few places. Just search it up. It's there. As always, protect your mental. Keep creating content, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.